Perfect playing conditions for Derby County. Well, Giles Barnes gets his first start of the season. He'll play an attacking role this afternoon. Jay McEverley has overcome neck injuries and starts. Claude Davis has recovered from a groin injury. He makes the starting lineup, but Dean Leacock only makes the bench. And for Everton, Tim Cahill starts his first Premier League game of the season, and it's his 100th Everton career appearance as well. Scored in the UEFA Cup on Thursday against Larissa as well. Phil Neville and Tony Hibbert both suspended. Phil Jagielka then slots in at fullback. David Moyes and Billy Davies, big pals. They go back a long way, of course, and although they've got that friendship, there'll be rivalry on the touchline as well this afternoon at Pride Park. We're about to get underway then in the Barclays Premier League. Derby County at Everton. And already the fans really getting involved in a big way. Both sets of supporters very well aware of how important this game is to both sides.
Without a doubt, I think Derby County knew before the season started their home form was so important to them. To be fair to them, they've only lost once in the 4 games. It's a learning period for the players. You don't just grow into the Premiership straight away. It's a gradual thing, and you have to find your feet, particularly quickly, but it doesn't come that easy.
You have to target certain games to win as well, and if you fail to hit that target, just around the corner is a Manchester United or an Arsenal or a Chelsea or a Liverpool, and a defeat for clubs like Derby in home games like this could be catastrophic. The Premier League takes no prisoners. Cahill making his first league start. Pienaar loses out there, and skipper Matt Oakley gives the ball away as well. Scrappy start to this game. Pienaar.
I think the pitch has taken a lot of water, hasn't it? So a couple of hours before the game, torrential downpours. Seems to have affected it a wee bit. Well, they've got him behind them, Billy Davies, the enthusiasm and the guile. They've got a chance in the Premiership, but as you say, quite rightly so, you have to target games.
Miller with a back flick, into the path of Osman though for Everton. Bennett waves play on. Yakubu. It's easy there for Bywater, the former West Ham keeper, in goal for Derby County this afternoon.
I think now we see the danger of playing one up front. Yakubu got in a good area, no help.
Lewis wide on the left-hand side. Some patient build-up work for Derby. Nice ball slotted through for Oakley. Already a bit of early pressure for the Rams. Oakley was in there, but took a strong challenge from the Everton skipper Yobo to get the ball clear. Thunderous challenge. Barnes and Yobo taking no prisoners this afternoon. Ball floated in, and Tim Howard was there with an assured catch in the early stages, and encouragement for Derby County.
Without a doubt, very positive start. Giles Barnes involved in and around the 18-yard box. That's where you want him. Prodigious, that's easy for me to say. A big talent, should I say.
Lescott with an assured header. Pienaar. Cahill. Here's Osman. Oh, that's nicely played forward for Leighton Baines, who'll float the ball into the penalty area, and already an early opportunity with Cahill waiting to pounce.
Well, this is what he does so well. He goes into the box. Lovely build-up, threaded through there perfectly. And he does exactly the right thing, puts it in the right area. It's attacked well, but with no real conviction, which is a surprise from Cahill.
A good start, really. Both sets of players going for it. No lack of attacking intent. Let's hope it continues like this. Entertaining fare so far at Pride Park.
Derby can't afford to do is give the midfield of Everton time and space, because we know they're a very talented bunch in there. 5-man midfield, but a lot of ability, and that was a foul, and Steve Bennett, has he given it? be a trip from behind, isn't there?
Mikel Arteta having one or two words with Steve Bennett, but it is a throw into Derby.
Well, he's been fouled more than any player in the Premiership, 36 times before today's game, so Steve Bennett's probably looked at those stats and thought, not sure about you.
Miller pushing forward past Carsley now. Well, it was a good run from Eddie Lewis, the former Preston man, of course, who was hoping that the ball might have been threaded through. Here's the former Derby man, Carsley, now for Everton. Now Leighton Baines, left-hand side. Carsley again, former Youth Cup captain here at Derby County. That was at the baseball ground. Everton have won 3 of the last 5 meetings between these two sides, 1 draw and a defeat as well. Overall in the Premier League, Derby and Everton have won 5 games each, head-to-head. 2 draws in the 12 occasions they've met in the Premiership, or Premier League as it is now. Joseph Yobo, the skipper. Strong challenge from Giles Barnes, who threatened to go over the top there with that, but Yobo's clearance has gone all the way out now, as you can see, and it's going to be a goal kick to Derby, but Giles Barnes with a little bit of enthusiasm there and almost a little bit over the top there.
Nothing wrong with that enthusiasm. Just goes away from Yobo, goes to block it, just follows through a little bit, and fair play to Yobo. Didn't make anything of it, did he?
Could have done as well, couldn't he?
Yeah, without a doubt. How many times do we see that in football nowadays? People going down and have hardly been touched. Steve Bennett being very lenient. 3 fouls we've seen that should have been free kicks, not been given so far.
Pearson. Again, Stephen Pearson, the man who fired Derby into the Premiership with that playoff winning goal at Wembley against West Bromwich Albion 5 months ago now. Barnes with a flick for Miller. Miller puts the ball out wide now, and delivery is poor. That's where the quality is lacking in a team lower down the table, but there's plenty of attacking endeavour here.
There's without doubt, you've got to give them credit. They're trying to get the ball in the box whenever they get it wide. The problem they have, no Stephen Howard in the middle. When he's there, that sort of delivery is superb for a player like Howard. He hasn't quite got that aerial threat that he possesses.
On the bench, Stephen Howard this afternoon. Would you have started him then, Gary?
No, I mean, you look at the players they've got. I mean, Kenny Miller, he's in form, he's got 5 goals, 3 were for Celtic, but he's a different sort of player. He's one in and around the box, he's lethal. And I think you've got pace and invention in forward areas, and he's a really good player to have on the bench to bring on.
Good ball from Carsley out wide, and Cahill in the penalty area, but 3 Derby men around him. Nice control from Giles Barnes. Jagielka brings him down, and a £4 million signing from Sheffield United concedes that free kick, and that was Barnes' pace all over, and Bennett's having strong words and a card.
Well, there we see the ability of Giles Barnes. Played out to him, chest control, turned it in one, concentration, and then his pace gets him away from Jagielka. Toe poke there, just catches him late, and understandably a yellow card. Now he's on the proverbial tightrope. Slippy pitch, this time's another challenge, you're off.
19 years old, Giles Barnes. Delivered into the area, and there was Lescott.
He won it twice there. He wasn't entitled to win the second one. Yes, the first one, nobody attacked it, but the second one was a free header. Nobody seemed to want to go and win it for Derby.
Lescott, a former teammate of Kenny Miller's, just down the road at Wolverhampton Wanderers.
It tells you something about this Everton side, that he's their top scorer. Julian Lescott.
Says it all.
Well, at least they're spreading them around. Now they could do with somebody up front, Everton, who could push them further up the table and make them a force again.
He missed the bulk of Wolves' Premier League campaign under Dave Jones, had a horrendous knee injury, and there were question marks amongst Wolves fans over his future, but he's bounced back and an England international now as well. Osman for Everton. Cahill. Such an important player to Everton, Tim Cahill, and David Moyes made a point of that after the 3-1 UEFA Cup win on Thursday. Pienaar, wide for Baines. Craig Fagan using pace, but Baines has beaten him. Baines squares it. Yakubu was in there. Carsley for Everton. Cahill taking his time. Jagielka on the overlap. Carsley with space in the penalty area. Turns on a header. Oh, so close in the early stages from Tim Cahill. That was scrappy as far as Derby County's defence were concerned.
Oh, we're delighted to get away with this, Derby. It's a good build-up. Carsley, a lot of time, space, dinks a lovely ball in, and he was so disappointed not to hit the target.
Nice flick from Barnes for Kenny Miller. Absolutely spot on. Now here's the skipper, Matt Oakley, in for Barnes. Oh, and it was a lovely move, but it just broke down as Mears lost his footing there.
Yeah, for the first time we see Derby put a good move together. Instigated at first by Oakley and involving Giles Barnes, as you'd expect. Lovely ball here, Oakley does well. Feeds in Barnes. Lovely little flick coming up here. And I don't know what Tyrone Mears was trying to do there. I think the adrenaline got to him there. Saw he had got a good opportunity. Bit of space in front of him.
Well, Derby fans responded there, applauding their team. They could see that they were trying to play some good football.
And that's the way forward for them. If they're going to get anything out of the game, they've got to get it on the floor. They've got to get it into Kenny Miller's feet and to Giles Barnes' feet, because we saw what they're capable of. Lescott
again with a clearance on the left-hand side of defence there, which was a position he found himself in not so long ago for England.
Man in your picture there, Giles Barnes. There's been a lot of talk about him maybe leaving Pride Park. And we definitely don't want to see that.
Yes, there was talk as soon as they won promotion, wasn't there, out in May at Wembley. Will Giles Barnes leave in the summer or even in August? But of course the injury came along, didn't it, early on? Didn't help. And Derby will be delighted that Barnes has stayed at Pride Park. Been a substitute on 4 occasions so far this season. Here's Yakubu. Cahill with a flick, Pienaar's there. Still Pienaar. Big Darren Moore, powerful header. Big Dave as he's known, gets it clear, and Barnes' pace again is relentless. You've got a ball as a full-back there and you see him charging towards you, you don't fancy it, do you, Gary?
Not at all. And you know what he's capable of, the opposition know that. And apparently he's got this knack of taking the mickey when he goes past people. He comes up with whoosh or something like that as he goes past you, and it's not the wisest thing in the world to do.
A young man with confidence oozing.
I'd love to see that.
Cahill for Everton. Osman. It's been lively, Mears. He's been involved in plenty of the action this afternoon. We're midway through the first half at Pride Park. Still waiting for that first breakthrough. Mears, Lescott's clearance for Everton. Moore. Davis. Cavalier square for the skipper, Matt Oakley. McEverley with a lovely ball for Lewis. Keeps it in play. The Derby fans concerned that their players didn't really show enough urgency there in the penalty area.
Well, they've got a good outlet in Lewis. Got to get it out early to him.
Everton looking to avoid a third successive defeat for the first time in 67 outings, lost 4 on the trot in December last year. A bad result here.
It was like Derby have changed a little bit. Giles Barnes is now on the right-hand side, and Fagan had gone up to join him with Kenny Miller.
Lescott.
Certainly that changed, isn't it? Fagan is up there with Kenny Miller, and I think Billy Davies feels that Giles Barnes will be more lethal on the flank.
Here he is, Giles Barnes. Oakley, Moore.
See, that's the service they don't want up there, that long ball that Lescott and Yobo are just going to come onto and win most of the time. Sometimes you have to do it if you're under pressure, but you've got to try and get it down and play through the midfield. But when the midfield's packed as it is in blue shirts, that becomes difficult.
Pearson for Derby. Ball forward. Barnes. Miller with his back to goal though. And that was good defensive work from Leon Osman. And Howard keeps it in, does he just about? Yes. Derby fans didn't think he did, but he did, and Everton move forward again now. Yakubu lets the ball run. Oh, what a goal for Everton! Mikel Arteta with the goal for Everton just as Derby were piling forward, and that was clever from Yakubu, and Mikel Arteta with the finish. Derby 0, Everton 1.
It all came from the other end. It came so quickly. Came from Tim Howard, rolled out to the full-back. Look, nothing seems to be any danger there, and they just switch off Derby all the time, all the space to just pick his spot. Good step over, but where's the cover in there? Matt Oakley gets sucked in. It's hit by water on the chest and gone in. But look at the time, the space he's got there. This is where, in the Premiership, if you switch off, you get punished. And Derby switched off in a big way there.
And the Rams fans respond, getting behind their side here now. Can they get an equaliser before the break? Not playing like that, they can't.
Well, that left-hand side has been guilty of giving the ball away far too easily. McEverly and Lewis. Problem is, if you concede another before half-time, it's all right saying, right, let's try and keep it at 1 until half-time. You go 2-0 down, you're chasing the game in a big way. I'd bring Stephen Howard on now. Really would, what I've seen so far.
Miller. Pearson. Will he try one from long range? Worth the try.
Well, that's better, they played it into feet. You see how good Miller is when they play it there, into his feet. That's where he's dangerous. Pearson supports, gets a good shot away.
Possession-wise, not a lot between them, but it's just that one moment of finishing for Everton from Mikel Arteta, which is the difference between the two sides.
I just think they found it difficult against this five-man midfield. It is a five-man midfield, but it's one that can join in with Yakubu. You've got Arteta, as we saw, score the goal. Gambled on what Yakubu was going to do, but you've got Cahill, we know, can ghost into your box as well. Pienaar as well. Carsley's the holding player. Osman as well. The midfield, a gifted midfield, all but Carsley love to get forward.
Miller. Back for Oakley now for Derby County. McEverly in an advanced position. Pearson now. Patient build-up. And now you can feel the anticipation when Barnes gets the ball. Is there too much on it? There is. Shame for Derby, that.
It's unlucky. Again, I think it's a surface that's just taken it beyond Giles Barnes. Billy Davies applauding that, and rightly so. That is the way. They can get early possession out to him. Giles Barnes, let him weave his magic, and there's a way back.
19-year-old Giles Barnes. Strong header. Arteta under pressure from McEverly.
He's always going to be late there, McEverly. You can't fault the spirit and desire of Derby. In the Premiership, it takes a little bit more than desire.
A win for Everton wouldn't really put them too far up the table, but it would be a major boost for them. It would be their third away win of the season as well, if they can get that result. So far, so good. Free kick taken by Arteta. Lescott was up there, but it was cleared by Moore. Now Pearson, McEverly for the Rams. Yobo just lets the ball run out of play. That'll suit Everton with the clock ticking towards half-time.
Yeah, just looked so comfortable really at the back in this first half.
Strong header from Davis. Pearson latches onto it. Mears. Barnes. Nice control. Not such good control from Pearson. Poor, in fact. Cahill was the man who played it out wide now for Arteta, the goal scorer.
Well, that's Paul, they've got 4 in the box there. That's how quickly their midfield can break.
Carsley. Started his career here at Derby County. Scrappy on the edge of the penalty area. Baines. Pienaar delivers the ball. There's Cahill with a header, and there's going to be the second booking of the game here. Darren Moore is furious.
Why has he let it play on? Why has he let play go on there? He never blew up straight away. Darren Moore said he's got the ball. He's totally bemused by it. You wouldn't want him coming towards you, would you, with those eyes glaring?
He's a gentle giant, Gary.
Still wouldn't like him coming towards me with those eyes.
No, I wouldn't.
You can't believe he's been booked. He's saying to Steve Bennett, well, why? If you booked me, did you not give a foul straight away? You played on, we nearly got the ball back. He's played in there. He gets that, goes away from him, and it hits his chest. Did he clip the man as he went past?
I can only presume that's what it's for. Steve Bennett presuming that he clipped the man as he went past him.
He's pleading his case, isn't he? But Steve Bennett not having it. He gets the ball now and it just goes away from him. He gets it there, yes, he catches his foot. It hits his chest, and that's what Steve Bennett's seen.
Is that a booking though?
Well, the contact he made wasn't particularly good, yes. It was a lunge. The ball had gone away from him, and seeing it from that angle, yeah, I think Steve Bennett had got a good point there. Although he went honestly for the ball, because Darren Moore is that sort of a player.
One thing you can be sure about, Darren Moore will have put his point across constructively there. He wouldn't have been out of order, there'd have been no dissent.
No. But he's an honest player, you know that. I think he's just saying, I genuinely went for the ball. I got the ball on my chest, but when he sees what we see, I think, and sees the clip on Leighton Baines' foot, then he might think, well, yeah, he's got a point, the ref.
Couple of minutes to be added then at the end of this first half at Pride Park, a half which belongs to Everton at the moment. Jagielka on the overlap with Arteta now. Osman. That nearly got rather messy for Claude Davis at the back for Derby there. Now here's Barnes. Seen plenty of the ball in this first half, Giles Barnes, and Kenny Miller tries to latch onto it, but Lescott shadowing him all the way.
That's where Kenny Miller's good. Gets in the channel, the ball's right, he'll do it for you.
Difficult for Barnes here now.
Strong defending, concentrating.
Tried the step over, and it just ran away from him.
Maybe he's got a couple of decisions to make at half-time. Should he change it? Got Jones on the bench as well, who's very adept in midfield. But while it is at 1-0, they've got a chance of getting back in. It's crying out for Stephen Howard. No, I'm not his agent, but it is crying out. It's his sort of game, I think. He loves a battle, and that's what he'll get with Yobo and Jolyon Lescott.
Arteta brings the ball away from Cahill. Pienaar. Carsley for Everton. This is fine for them. They'll be happy with this as the clock ticks away. Baines.
Still struggling from being taken out by Darren Moore. Mind you, if you're taken out by Darren Moore, you are going to struggle, aren't you, to be fair? There you see, the kick from Bywater, straight to an Everton shirt.
Derby fans booing. I think that's more for the referee than anything else, because there's been plenty of endeavour, but it's that man Mikel Arteta who proves to be the difference between the two sides at half-time. Lovely finish from the Spaniard, and at half-time at Pride Park, it's Derby County 0, Everton 1. Alan Stubbs is on for Everton. Leighton Baines is the man who makes way this afternoon now, because Baines took that knock in the first half from Darren Moore. And if you're going to have a player coming on and you have to reach into the depths of your squad, a player with the experience of Alan Stubbs is a good one. We get underway. And Everton looking for their third away win of the season. Derby with just one win in the Premier League so far. It's an unforgiving league. You just drop slightly below maximum performance and you get punished. And now Derby are getting off to a good start with Eddie Lewis, former Preston man. Puts Yobo under pressure. Early throw in for Derby County then. Jay McEverley is the man. Already the Derby fans showing a lack of patience at the throw-in. Oakley the skipper. Mears wide right now for the Rams. Takes on Pienaar. Derby fans not happy. They thought that was a free kick.
Yeah, they thought it was a bit of obstruction to start with. He tried to stay on his feet, tried to be honest, and couldn't get anything for it.
Everton losing 4 of their last 5 Premier League outings before today. What a tonic it would be for their season if they could get the victory. Winners in the UEFA Cup on Thursday night, of course, and they're ahead here at Pride Park as well. Osman won the ball there for Yakubu. Stubbs gets an early touch of the ball in this second half.
We see the benefit of having somebody up front who's strong and can head it. Yakubu did win the ball, the midfield did come onto it, and now I've got to say again, I'm surprised that Derby haven't made a substitution. Now Stubbs is on as well, very dominant in the air, even more so now.
Stubbs making his 450th start in league football. What a record that is. Bolton, Celtic, Everton and Sunderland before this game. 450 games in a league action. Tremendous record for Alan Stubbs. Great player to bring on at half-time in the hour of need when injuries strike for David Moyes. Confusion at the back for Derby. It wasn't costly though.
Oh, Mears wanted his goalkeeper to come for that, and I think he got a point.
Pienaar now for Everton. Early stages of the second half. And Darren Moore was back there to rescue the day for Derby. A second goal for Everton. And the Rams will be facing that mountain to climb.
Well, it should have been, shouldn't it? A lot of time, a lot of space, good options in the middle. Tries one touch too many and gives Darren Moore the chance to close it down.
The goal scorer, Arteta, goes across to take the corner. Player of the season, 2 seasons running. And a welcome return from injury for Everton. And an opportunity early on in the second half. Yobo was there with a header, it went wide, and to be fair, Bywater had it covered.
Well, there's the dominance again, in the air. Good ball, whipped in with pace. It's not really a great header, is it? Should have done better with it. But it's such an easy header to win.
Well, Billy Davies about to make his first change of the afternoon, and it's the striker Robert Earnshaw. Played the best days of his career with Cardiff City, there's no doubt about that. And it's Eddie Lewis who is making way for Robert Earnshaw. Signed from Norwich City by Billy Davies to pep up the attack in the Premier League, but hasn't been able to keep a regular first team place so far. Has been very much a bit part player.
They're going 3 up front now, with Giles Barnes dropping back into midfield.
Early run here from Earnshaw, looking for the options available to him. Fagan on the overlap. Can Derby fashion an equaliser from somewhere? Not with a delivery like that. And the fans far from happy at Pride Park.
Understandably so. No pressure on the ball there at all. Earnshaw, his first touch, waits and waits. Pearson had made a terrific run, but he waits for Fagan, who checks back. Nobody's put any pressure on him. All the time in the world to deliver. Look what happens. Beyond everybody.
Derby averaging 1 goal every 3 hours of football so far this season. Before this game, by the way.
Understandable. That ball from Fagan would have been perfect for a guy who's on the substitutes bench at the moment. The ball at the far post. Howard comes in. Now they knock it back across the goal. Go for goal. It's a different option. Cahill's picking the wrong person there, isn't he? Claude Davis.
Steve Bennett will have words. No sign of a card though. Derby County as well so far this season have failed to get the better of any side in the second half.
Cahill's arms all over Claude Davis's face there, not happy at all.
So very much the odds are against Derby County getting anything out of this game, but whilst there's only that 1 goal difference, you never know what's going to happen. But Everton do look the more likely to maybe add to their lead as we approach the hour mark in this one. Arteta with the only goal. Everton ahead. Yakubu. Fagan.
Well, I think it's, again, your lack of options. Kenny Miller had come right to the ball there, dropped a bit deeper, and Fagan just overhit it, and you can tell the crowd are starting to get on the players' backs. They need the fans on the side. Yes, it's not going particularly well. Yes, they're giving the ball away, but the more the crowd get on the back, the harder it becomes for you when you're out there.
Julian Lescott looking so composed as he brings the ball away. Osman. Now Lescott pushing forward. Look at him go here. Delivery was poor though.
They're taking liberties out there at the moment. You cannot at this level give players a chance to take the ball off you.
Here's your man.
Well, it's still 1-0, they've still got a chance. Just gives the man on the ball clearly a different option. He knows he can put a ball in the air and that Howard will win his fair share of balls and give the players around him a chance to get onto them.
truth of the matter is, though, so far, that Tim Howard in the Everton goal hasn't really been troubled. And in the second half, Everton have had more than their fair share of possession. In a good position in this game. But now here's Kenny Miller for Derby. 3 players around him. No options for him. No attacking option at all.
Nobody wants the ball, do they? You have to be brave when things are going against you. You have to take possession of the ball. Yes, you're going to make your mistakes.
And Craig Fagan is the man to make way now for the Rams, for Stephen Howard. Fagan went up front earlier on in this game to try and add a little bit of steel up front, but Stephen Howard is the man to come on for the former Luton Town man for Derby County now here at Pride Park. Can he make an impact?
If I was Stubbs or Yobo or Lescott, I think, he's coming on now. Might be a bit uncomfortable for me.
Pienaar for Everton. Oh, look at this now, a chance for a second! Oh, surely that is the killer blow! Yakubu is the man! Lovely through ball, and Everton have got a second!
Again, it comes out nothing really, doesn't it? Just direct. The defence opens up. It's a cool finish, you have to say. Still got a lot to do when it comes through to him one-on-one. Doesn't he slot it well? And it's falling out now, the players in white. You see how they're stretched here. The gap appears in the middle now. Just play through there, and look at the gap there. Similar to the first one, they just switch off. Ball's played here, lovely ball through, and Davies gets caught in no man's land, and there's just a massive gap between the defenders. Pienaar plays it in the right area, good first touch and good slot.
A good few days for Everton then, after the disappointment of the Merseyside derby last weekend. Victory in Europe on Thursday, 3-1 against Larissa, and here this afternoon they find themselves in a 2-0 position right now, and he will be feeling a lot happier with life, I'm sure.
And you go back to the Newcastle game as well, they conceded 2 in the last 4 minutes to lose that 3-2, 90th minute goal by Michael Owen. So they've not been far away in the games. Questioning that decision. The ball's played. He looks onside, very tight. Wiseman a bit beyond the play there.
Well, this is Derby's 11th Premier League game of the season. Just 1 win so far.
Straight away you see there, Howard didn't win the ball, but his presence made Everton foul him and give the free kick away. It's just the presence of him being out there, it makes them think a little bit more as a back four. They'll be confident of coping with Giles Barnes in the air and with Kenny Miller, but not with Stephen Howard.
Barnes over the ball, McEverley is there as well, and Matt Oakley. They need to get back into this game just to give themselves a lifeline.
If they do get one back, this crowd are brilliant. They'll get behind them.
McEverley's shot straight off the wall. Barnes, deflected shot wide.
Seemed to come off Earnshaw, didn't it? Free kick wasn't particularly good. I thought Barnes was going to take it. There's the shot. Earnshaw gets a little back heel. Really confuses Howard.
There is Ernie. Well, Billy Davies, the Derby manager, did say in the summer, all the experts will be saying, I'll be the first Premier League manager to be sacked. Well, that hasn't happened, Gary, has it?
I don't think he should do either. He really had the funds to spend as he'd want to. It was always going to be difficult, like you said. It happened quicker than they expected, and then you have to deal with the Premiership.
Barnes looks to get it under control, and the shot was weak.
Now this is where you lose patience with somebody like Giles Barnes. You watch the position Stephen Howard takes up in a minute. Gets the ball. On the right-hand side, he made a decent run. And Earnshaw had made one to the left, and he's gone for glory. And I think too many times in the second half, he's been a little bit sloppy. But he's got the ability to be better than this.
Big pals David Moyes and Billy Davies, the respective managers this afternoon. But Billy Davies did say ahead of the game he's got great respect for what he's achieved. His big pal. He said he wanted to stuff him this weekend, but it's proving to be completely the opposite way round.
We talked about Tim Howard not having much to do. Apart from the 2 goals, you can't remember Bywater having that many saves to make. It's just 2 moments where Derby have switched off.
Everton have gone 10 games without keeping a clean sheet away from home. Here's Pienaar now for Everton. Oh, almost an opportunity for Cahill.
Again, it's so easy for Everton. The ball from the free kick was smashed, 60-70 yards. And look at the marking here, or lack of it, from Mears. Pienaar gets away from him far too easily, and in the end it's last-ditch defending that gets them out of trouble. It's moments like that are costing Derby.
Pienaar. And all the time this is happening, Derby are going nowhere. Everton looking to pile on the agony for the Rams. Jagielka now. Proved to be quite a valuable addition to the Everton squad. Coming from Sheffield United, of course, relegated from the Premier League. Arteta. Davis with the clearance, up for Howard, but he was up against Yobo. And the applause you can hear is the Everton fans who are delighted with what they're seeing here this afternoon.
I think David Moyes would have expected to come here and get a victory. Started the season well, just a couple of blips against the teams that you'd expect it to be close against, Newcastle and Liverpool.
Oakley just looking for some form of inspiration.
Nobody wants the ball.
There.
No. The captain's got it and he's looking around. He said, right, make an angle for me, somebody do something for me, and nobody was.
Pienaar. Osman again for Pienaar, and Lescott really fancies his chances. He's pushing forward on the left as Carsley has it now.
Important Carsley, just sits in there. He's available when needed.
Arteta tries to get the ball from Cahill, but it's going to go for a goal kick.
I'm surprised he's hanging his head. He's looking for positives out of this game, and to be fair to Billy, there's not many positives to look for.
Villa away, West Ham home, Chelsea home. That's the November schedule for Derby County. As you head ever closer towards Christmas and the halfway stage of the season, it can drag into a long winter. You have to believe, though, remember that great escape for West Brom, and they were bottom of the table at Christmas, and still managed to survive under Brian Robson. Doubt whether we'll see that very often again, though. And each should be for Everton, the substitute, blocked. Pearson with a challenge now, but Anichebe wins it back. Osman.
And that was pure frustration from Pearson.
Well, Tim Cahill's done well this afternoon. He'll get a standing ovation from the Everton fans. And James McFadden, a teammate of Kenny Miller in the Scottish side, of course, prepares to come on.
It's good to have a fit Cahill back involved.
Can they add a third here now, Everton? Arteta's over it. Arteta! Worth a shot from there.
Oh, it is without a doubt. You're 2-0 up away from home, going towards the end of the game. Gets it over the wall, but just doesn't get it to dip enough.
Has happened before, where a team's only got 6 points from their opening 10 Premier League matches. Blackburn, during 04-05, managed to escape the drop, a record identical to Derby County's before today. But this is a major setback for Billy Davies' side.
You're just looking for inspiration from somebody out on the pitch, and you just don't know where that inspiration is going to come from. Barnes started the game brightly, but played little part in this second half. It just feels flat, doesn't it, the atmosphere? Players look flat, the manager looks flat, and you don't want to see Billy Davies like that, because he is one of those characters you want to see involved in football. He's passionate about it, and he'd be desperately sorry to see it like this.
Oakley.
Defending again, Carsley.
More. Oh.
He just breaks play up so well, doesn't he, Carsley? The unsung hero, another cliche, but he is. Does the dirty stuff, allows Arteta, Cahill, Osman to apply their trade further up the pitch. And back fours are really, really thankful for a player like him.
Started his career at Derby County, Lee Carsley, of course, before moving to Blackburn in 1999. Howard for Earnshaw.
Well, that's the first bit of a spark we've seen. Good ball into Howard, good layoff. Not the best of shots, goes for the 1-2, good layoff. Tries to curl it top corner, high and wide.
Playing out the final minutes in this game now. Everton surely safe in the knowledge that they're heading for their third away Premier League win of the season. And all Derby can do is believe and maintain a positive outlook that they can get out of this.
Well, you mentioned the fixtures coming up, and anybody watching the Chelsea performance yesterday, this is against Manchester City, one of the teams who started well and had only conceded 7 goals before that 6-0 thrashing yesterday. We've already seen Derby concede 4, 5 and 6 against Arsenal, Liverpool and Tottenham. You do worry for them.
McEverley for Derby then. Darren Moore into the last minute of normal time in this game. Pienaar wins it back for Everton. McFadden the substitute. Look at Lescott again, piling forward on that left-hand side. Now Pearson brings it away for Derby. Can they just give themselves a little bit of hope going into time added on at the end of the game? Earnshaw keeps it in play.
That just is not what you want to see from him. It's the delivery he wants, and It's a needless foul given away.
Sums up Derby's day, really. Players coming back from injury for David Moyes, players like Arteta and Cahill, and a positive result this afternoon and in the UEFA Cup on Thursday. It just shows you get pivotal points of a season, and this could be one of them for Everton. 3 minutes added on here at the end of this game.
Got his tactics spot on, didn't he, David Moyes? Started with one up front, showed a little bit of respect for Derby. Practice midfield, talented midfield. The knowledge that they can break forward, join in and hurt Derby, which Arteta certainly did in the first half with his goal. And they've just been very, very solid at the back.
They'll move above West Ham and Aston Villa in the Premier League table tonight. Everton. And they'll go a point behind Newcastle as well. Barnes, haven't seen a lot from him lately, gone off the boil. Mears was on the overlap, but Barnes goes alone. There's Carsley again.
Yeah, he is such a player in that position. You see them in world teams. You used to see Dunga and people like that.
Hasn't had a lot to do this afternoon, Tim Howard, but he was precise there. Plenty of empty seats around Pride Park now as the fans make their way home, but the Everton fans will enjoy their trip back to Merseyside, that's for sure.
They sold out the tickets on occasion. I'm delighted with what they've seen. Tim Howard's got his shorts dirty, has he, this afternoon? That's the disappointing thing. You expect the home team to work the opposition goalkeeper, and he's just not been involved in anything really. Caught a couple of things, but that's about it.
Oh, Earnshaw wanted it. Alan Stubbs. And Darren Moore now was the man who brought it clear for Barnes. Inside here for Derby County, David Jones, and now Barnes again tries to step over. Can they just get back into it in the last minute? A consolation it would be, but Everton bring it away.
You see the failings there. Mears have got in a good position and just cut it back instead of maybe laying it across the face of the goal.
Oakley for Pearson. Steve Bennett checks his watch. Boos around Pride Park for the Rams, but the Everton fans delighted. Derby go back to the foot of the Premier League table, and Everton jump 2 places. A good afternoon for them. Mikel Arteta with the first goal in the first half. A precise finish from the Spaniard. Second half, Yakubu made it 2, and Everton are on the up and up with players coming back from injury and getting a victory here this afternoon on the back of their UEFA Cup victory on Thursday as well. A great day for Everton. Derby are heading for a long, long winter. It's finished at Pride Park. Derby County 0, Everton 2. OK, David, congratulations. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, a good victory. It'll be very difficult to come and win at Derby. They've already proved that this season. But a good victory, and I thought for the majority of the game we controlled it. We made some chances and we got the vital goals at important moments.
You very rarely looked in any danger, to be fair.
No, I felt we were pretty comfortable. I didn't think that Derby had too many chances, which is good because I've been saying to the defenders, no, we want to keep some clean sheets, and today they done so, and there were no nonsense, and they done the job correctly at the back, which gave us a platform to get the goals up front.
Tim, congratulations, back in the side. How do you feel about it all?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I suppose 2 wins on the bounce brings confidence to the team, and overall, personally, 85 minutes today. I'm just happy to still be fit and playing. So the 3 points is the main thing, and we got our goals, and it's quite a hard place to come to.
Where do you go from here in terms of your fitness? Is the 90-minute target the next one?
Yeah, most definitely. I just want to play football as much as possible, and the gaffer's nurturing me into it. And I thought I was going to get the 90 today, and I just work as hard as I can, keep getting myself back in and playing off the yak, and I'm enjoying it. And when you're winning, I'm enjoying it even more.
Billy, what are your thoughts on that game?
Deserved nothing. We never deserved anything from the game. I thought our quality was poor, our passing was poor. We never quite got to grips with the game. I thought Everton thoroughly deserved their victory. They showed a lot better quality than we did, and in the end, we got what we deserved.
2 poor goals to give away. Would you concede that?
Yeah, it was 2 poor goals, but we created very little ourselves. When you play at home here, our success at home has always been the temple of our game and the crosses and shots and goal. We never quite got at it today. We never quite get started. It's very difficult to put the finger on why, but I think that Everton thoroughly deserved the 3 points.
So how do you lift the players from here now? How do you maintain that belief that it won't perhaps be a long, hard winter? How do you lift yourself and the players?
Well, it was always going to be a long, hard winter. It was always going to be a long, hard season, and we don't hide from that fact because we are very much ahead of schedule, and we know we've got a lot of work to do. But that's a challenge of being in the Premier League. You take the knocks and the blows, and you dust yourself down and go on with it. The one thing I can't fault from these players is their effort and attitude. They've been excellent since the start of the season. That's never in question, but what we can say is sometimes the opposition have got better quality, sometimes the opposition keep the ball and pass the ball better than us, and they've got better finishers that go and win matches, and unfortunately that was the case today.
Derby still looking for their second win of the season. Everton happy to get their first in 3.